Welcome back to Raz Gains, and today I'm going to be talking about 5 things to crack before you turn 30. So this is going to be a video about me reaching my prime in about a few days, and I like to share 5 things you should have under your belt as you reach your prime. If you already have, then this could be a nice reminder for all of you watching. So without further ado, let's get into it. Number 1, food. So obviously this is a big one. So I only go into what's relatable to all the viewers watching. Now I don't really use the word diet a lot because as a qualified nutritionist, it's important to me that I make my clients really understand the relationship with what they eat rather than counting calories and if it fits your macros, which I don't really like anyway. Make sure you get whole foods in your palate and catch yourself before you realize that most of your diet consists of protein yogurts, shakes, pot noodles, and Doritos. Yes, there are some caveats here with the protein, but they won't have all the necessary things your muscles need to repair to its maximum capacity or make you feel good about yourself, because some of this stuff is really crap for your gut bio. You can argue that there's bioavailability in processed food like the protein yogurts, but when it comes to actual meat or food from the earth like fruit and veg, there are loads of benefits to gain with important vitamins and minerals, and protein is just one of those things you want the most out of anything else in your diet, as it will repair and build your muscles the most, making you feel fuller and stronger. On top of that, there's plenty of studies that have shown that a lot of these products just aren't good for your gut health, which is important for not just eating but how you feel throughout the day as well, including sugar-free stuff and a lot of fat-free products. And make sure that no type of food has any sort of hold on you whatsoever, which leads me to my next point. Number 2, addictions. I'm going to make an exception here because you can't really go wrong with a fat, juicy burger once in a while. But what do I really mean here? Well, the most obvious addiction for a young, healthy person in their 20s will be sugar. Sugar has been around since the beginning of time and has had its benefits for us feeling good, giving us a bit of energy to support our stressful times during work, and maybe give us a sugar rush. However, that was all in moderation when people were still relying on whole foods such as sandwiches, water, and fruit for their lunches. But now, in the new age of digital marketing, there's been a lot more sugary products entering our markets and getting people hooked onto it. It's in our tea, fruit juice, snack bars, crisps, yogurt puts, nuts, and so many other things. Without moderation, we can get sugar crashes, insulin resistance, but the killer is weight gain, as sugar is so small and dense that we don't even realize how heavy it is for our bodies. Also, for the guys watching, high levels of sugar consumed directly links to high levels of DHT, meaning it could trigger or even make hair loss worse. So pick wisely how much sugar you want in your daily life, or just stick to fruits. And just a recommendation, 60 grams is the daily limit in the UK, but you might want to go lower than that. And then there's addiction to all other foods like fried foods and snacks. Your day-to-day should have meals that revolve around your main meals, lunch and dinner, where you get plenty of protein and a good amount of carbs like potatoes, rice, or veg. If you snack too much in between, not only are you messing up your eating habits in your digestion schedule, but you're also now letting your brain and body know that this is normal. You do not want that. And ways to offset that is having plenty of water and moving around, which is sort of the next point. Number 3, movement. Movement is so great. It's like a prayer for the body. Without movement, you're not really burning as much energy as you think, which is why when people are stuck to the sofa or sit down at an office job, they gain weight, and because they're eating more than they move. You need to keep an eye on how much you move a day and watch your weight. So if you sit down all day, it's probably best to avoid eating loads of snacks or big meals. But if you're on your feet all day, you can burn off a packet of crisps or afford to have an extra meal in the day. as you're burning through energy constantly. Now, that doesn't mean to say you can scoff biscuits and pies all day if you're on your feet, but it does mean you'll lose weight if you're on a calorie deficit. Also, going for walks on the weekends, going to the gym or running around a park means you're staying busy and gives your brain the extra mental boost to carry on with your life and make you feel better about yourself. Our DNA has been designed to keep us active, talk to people, do things, and move around, which is why people say life is for the living and not for the dead. Number 4, ego. This thing really is as sticky as toffee. It will get in the way of pretty much anything, including your work, relationships, gym, and even yourself. I've had the pleasure of discovering that I had an ego in my career, and recently, boy, did I learn the hard way of slowing down and really taking my time to digest and absorb things. What I'm trying to say here is if you can't lift something, don't do it without a spotter. Same thing goes with food. Just because you get a good pump doesn't mean you should hoover up a whole week's worth of calories and ruining everything. Have a plan and stick to it. Even if it doesn't show you results straight away, you can look back and say you committed. And this is something you really want to dial in before you hit 30, because after 30, for us guys, metabolism starts to slow down unless you are moving around and going to the gym pretty much every day. So be careful of that, because I have a few uncles that do have the guts, and yes, it's hard work even just thinking about it apparently. Now the last one is a bit difficult to grasp on its own, but it's a combination of everything here, which is focus. Now, because of social media, our brains have such short attention spans that I'm pretty certain most people can't even finish a book in a week these days. But it's really important to keep yourself busy, and more importantly, keeping your mind fresh, because you need that focus for each rep you do. Time under tension, activating your core strength, squeezing the muscle and figuring out what your next exercise is. On top of that, having the mental strength to stick to your diet, get enough protein and drink plenty of water. This focus will also translate into other parts of your life, like your work when you need to understand something, your relationships when you're emotionally balancing things out and figuring out the right words to say, and even when you're consuming content, realizing you need to learn more useful things for your brain than just to laugh and get a bit of a dopamine hit. Realizing, wow, I've just wasted 5 minutes of my life. Look, I'm not saying you shouldn't enjoy yourself, but there has to be a balance, because as an adult, I think we've all lost the meaning of it. And yes, things have been tough lately, but it doesn't mean we should just be consumed by our bad habits. No, let's get consumed by our good habits, because we still have the information. That thing is going to keep us going for the rest of our lives. These 5 anecdotes of life will give you what you need to adapt to any situation, overcome any feeling of self-doubt or worry, as your body will only focus on moving forward. You want to be in a state of propelling through life, even if it means you didn't get the job just yet or you haven't seen any progress with your workout routine. Keep yourself busy and take care of your mind, body, and soul, because your diet does affect pretty much a lot of things here. So lock in and give yourself a plan. Or if you want to talk about plans or nutrition, send me a DM or write nutrition in the comment section below, and we'll talk about a plan.